Welcome back to Pearl Media, where truth meets perspective. Today, we're diving into another classic Kevin Samuels moment. Let's get into it.
Say dialogue. Hello.
Oh, hi.
How are you? You getting ready
I'm
for bed?
good. Oh,
You getting ready for bed?
yeah, I am. It's 12 o'clock here in Houston.
Okay. Well, how old are you?
I'm 35.
What's your Instagram? Your hey? Are you hey?
I'm wholesome vibe.
Okay. All right. All right. So how old are you again?
I'm 35.
35. That was perfect target. Talk
Yes.
about. You have any kids?
No children.
All right. So you ready to share, man? What do you think about the topic?
It's funny that you came on with this topic because I was just talking to someone earlier, this guy, about a poly relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I
You
told
brought
him,
it up, or he
I
brought
was
it
like,
up?
huh?
You brought it up, or he brought it up?
He brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah, and so and I was like, no, I'm not gonna share anybody. I don't want to share, and I don't think I have to, and that's just how I was raised and how I feel about things. So I don't know. I'm not with it.
Okay. No children?
Mm-mm.
At 35. What about when you turn 45?
Would I be willing to share at 45?
Yeah, 10 years from now, and you're still unmarried.
Well, I pray to God I'm not, but if
Well,
I
no, no,
was,
no, 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 no. It's more likely that you're not than you are. Just on
uh-huh,
the numbers.
that I'm not married by
Yes.
45.
Yeah, well, yes, for sure.
Why is that?
Math. Marriage doesn't go up as you age for a woman, it goes down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just asking whether you agree or not. Just stick on this. In 10
Okay.
years, at 45, and you're not married, then what? You still have the same. You still have the same position.
So what is sharing, just like sharing the man as far as like intimacy, or like
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. All that. You share everything. Yep. He's going. Yeah, you ain't got to live in the same house, but he going. He's doing what he's doing. So my point, my question I'm asking. You say that at 35. Is there any age at which you feel like that would change?
I really don't feel like it would change.
Okay. So you think that at 45 you can make the same demands you did at 35? You think at 55 you can make the same demands you made at 35? Please explain.
No, I don't think I can make the same demands, but you're asking what I would want.
No, no, no.
And
That's
so
not
I'm
what
not
I'm
just
asking. No, no, no. I'm asking at what age will it change?
will it change?
Yeah, because any female ages and can demand less.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear what you're talking about, how I was raised and all this other kind of stuff. I can get your energy, but I'm just with the facts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been married?
No, I've never been married.
So the way men look at this is you're 35,
Mm-hmm.
married, something wrong with you. That's the way men look at it.
I've heard that before.
And that's what it is, because that's what we think. And we do the
Mm-hmm.
picking.
Mm-hmm.
So the kind of man that can pass your high standard,
Mm-hmm.
you think he can pass other women's standard?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think if he can pass other women's standard, do you think you're going to be the tippy top of the women of that pile? Or are you going to be average, below average, or in the middle? Of all the women that can pass that standard, the thousands and thousands and thousands of women, where are you at in that line?
I mean, I guess I would say average. I would say average.
Okay, so if this man has to meet your high standard, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say only 1 out of 100 men can meet that standard. Let's just say that. Then that's that one man. But then you find out that in that line, there are 1,000 women. And you're number 782.
Getting
Of
lower.
1,000 women that's just in that line who would like
Mm-hmm.
this man, why
Mm-hmm.
would he pick 782?
He wouldn't.
My point is the reason I'm asking is not a matter of your worth.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are tying this to your dignity, and it's a matter of math.
Mm-hmm.
The older you get, do you think you're going to have more chances or less chances of finding a suitable mate?
Less.
So do you think you're going to have to make more concessions or less concessions as you age?
Definitely more.
So, would one of those concessions be sharing someone?
I would have to revisit it at 45. Maybe I would consider it then, but I just don't see it.
Okay. Well, at 45, the man who can meet your standards, you're competing with women that are 25.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want you ladies to
Yeah.
understand, is because you can feel how you want to, but sexual politics is blood sport. And you got to understand, I mean, a man has to understand, why should a man who can meet your standard, why should you get a man that's a top, did you go to college?
No. Well, I went to a community college. I have an associate's degree,
What's your
but
profession?
I went straight into like oil and gas, and so I worked for a major chemical company for about 11 years.
What do you do? Are you in your office? You're in the
But I
field?
was in the field. I
Okay.
was in the field.
You're not a roughneck, are you?
No, I'm definitely not a roughneck. No, it was one of those things where, hey, I needed to make some money, you know.
I mean, I
So
understand oil and gas. That's why I know the terms. But
yeah, so I got into it.
my question is it a masculine profession or is it a feminine profession?
It's definitely masculine, and I'm out of it now.
Okay, so what do
Actually,
you do for a living now?
well, I opened up a food truck.
Okay.
So,
All right. So, and how many hours a day are you working?
well, opening. I'm about 3 or 4 weeks out from opening. So
So you
yeah.
had a masculine profession.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're starting a business that's going to be your source of income.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to offer a man for 100% monogamy? You got to focus on this business or she don't eat.
Mm-hmm. True.
So a man is supposed to take you, who had a masculine job, no heat, no judgment. Then you starting a business. You got to put you got to put a lot of emotional labor into that because you ain't married to this guy. You got to provide for yourself. And he has to give you all of his commitment. All right. Do you have to earn his ring or does he have to earn your commitment?
I have to earn his ring.
All right. Then how you going to earn his ring when you got to do this job?
Well, unfortunately, that's the situation I'm in. I've been wanting to get on this call.
But that's my point. And what I'm trying to get you to understand. And now I'm asking you questions so you start realizing, damn, I'm saying one thing, but I actually don't have that much leverage. Do you have enough leverage to make that demand?
I mean, when you put it like that, I guess I don't.
I mean, how would you put it? I mean, in the marketplace, you're a single woman, 35, childless, and that's officially at the end of the danger zone. Okay, do you want kids?
Yes,
How many?
I want to.
Okay,
I would
so
like to.
according to, you're already in what we consider geriatric pregnancy.
Definitely, yeah.
So when do you start making concessions? When do you start saying, when do you have to start moving that line down? When do you have to start accepting more?
I mean, I have moved that line down, but why does it have to be with sharing him intimately with someone else? Like why does that have to be the
So
concession?
that's
I
what
guess
you do.
I mean, like
What are in mammals, are the males typically monogamous?
no.
So that's why, man. You know why it is. You know why it is. I mean, you know, y'all, this is what frustrates me. Y'all act like y'all don't know what it is. When you in a relationship with a man, did he ever watch porn and masturbate?
Yes.
Why? He had access to you? Because that's how it is.
But he was young. We were
It
young.
doesn't matter. And this is one of the problems y'all don't know us and understand. It's sex. Maybe, I'm gonna say this and I don't mean to hurt your feelings. Usually why men cheat or step out is for femininity. They get something different. But does it matter that he steps out, or does it matter that he come back home? Which matters more?
He comes back.
Well, but that's not the way you started this conversation. And that's why I need you ladies to understand what the women who came before you guys, who had 30, 40, and 50-year relationships, know and understand about men and relationships that modern women don't seem to. And the way modern women talk, them women back there was fools. Then why do you admire them so much? You admire your grandmother, you admire the family, the community, all the stuff that we had. It was made by women who did not put themselves first.
But I didn't grow up like that because I admire my mom. My parents, they've been together 40 years coming up this weekend. And unless they taught me something that...
Where are your people from originally? Where are your people from originally?
They're from Louisiana.
Man, that's the South, baby girl. I'm from Oklahoma. I know this is where it came from. Don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Just because you don't know what your mom and daddy was doing don't mean it wasn't happening.
Yeah, and I understand that too. I get that.
That means you just hit it well. Did your mama tell you if you want to be with a man, baby girl, you're going to have to make some concessions? Did she teach you how to find a husband? To teach you what to do for a husband?
Yes, she did.
Then why did you,
She does.
Then to be fair, they married for 40 years. Why hasn't her teachings worked?
One, I wasn't applying them.
Okay.
I wasn't applying them. And I hold myself accountable for that. I wasn't even at one point putting myself on the market after.
So then how are you going to talk about what your mom and daddy taught you if you openly admit you didn't apply what they taught you? See, it's selective use. Y'all just make up, y'all just say shit. My mom and daddy didn't teach me. Your mama also taught you how to be married. Well, I wasn't applying it. Well, then don't apply this shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying at one point it wasn't applied, but now I'm applying it because I do realize that things are changing.
Too late. Maybe it's too late.
You think it's too late?
I don't know. I'm just saying, do you ever think it's too late?
I don't think it's too late. I really don't.
It does get to be too late, and that's what you ladies need to hear. See, women didn't used to think, oh, well, I'll take 10, 15 years off and not apply it. Women used to think, I need to get married early on so I can have some stability in a man, but y'all got a job. Man, 1 in 4 black women were married. That means 3 out of 4 will die unmarried. That means it's too late for 3 out of 4, right? And that message needs to be taught, because if you would see, what usually happens is people don't get taught. You were taught, like my mom and they were taught. Her sisters rejected the teachings and they died alone. There's a line to where it does become too late, and it tends to be when you become overly masculine. So, good conversation, but I'm going to say that if you were taught, you rejected the teachings. Now you're doing what you're doing. What I'm getting from Europe is you're an independent, modern woman. You do what you got to do to take care of what you got to take care of.
Yeah.
That ain't a wife.
But that's not what I wanted, though.
But that's what you chosen. But that's what you chosen. That's what you chose. Okay, ma'am. See, that's the thing. That's why I said on Friday, you ladies gonna have to make peace with your choices. That's what you chose. You chose to reject the teachings.
Yeah.
So
at one point.
Then you get the outcomes, man. It's kind of like Kim Kardashian whining and complaining and crying about sex tapes that her kids see on TikTok. You chose to make it with Ray J and release it. You can't cry, and it made you popular and made you money. Now you can't. Okay, man. And I think this is a good conversation, because far too many women are told you can do whatever, whenever, and the clock doesn't matter, and when you decide you want to, men will be there. No, some doors close. And the older you get as a woman, certain doors close and can never be opened again. That's not what you're taught. And if you would have heard something along the lines of what I'm saying when you were around 15 or 16, and you saw the following and all that other stuff, do you think you might have thought differently about some of the choices you made?
Definitely, yeah.
And that's my point. That's my point. That's why people talk about you need to be canceled, this and that. No, no, no. Women need to be told that if you choose, like I said, if you choose to go be a career woman, work, be independent, hey, kudos to you. All love. But just like men who choose to go out and focus on their purpose and whatever else, men up there have always had to settle.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose to be that woman over here, either you're going to have to settle for a man down here, or you're going to have to, if you want a man on your socioeconomic lifestyle level, that man got options. And you may have to be all right with the fact that he just comes back home because there are not enough men.
Okay.
600,000 women and roughly 10,000 men for that want him. So good conversation though.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this because at some point, someone has to say it. She's 35. She doesn't even have a boyfriend, but she's out here confidently saying she wants to get married and have 2 kids. Now listen, I'm not here to crush dreams, but come on. That's not a goal, that's a fairy tale. And Kevin said what a lot of people are too afraid to say out loud. You need to talk to your OBGYN before you start making family plans like you're still 25. Because let's be real, 35 is not young in reproductive years. Ask any doctor. After 35 is called geriatric pregnancy for a reason. The risks go up, the success rates go down. And if you think you're just gonna magically meet the one, build a stable marriage, and pop out 2 kids all before 40 with no plan, no partner, and no urgency, that's not optimism, that's delusion. Kevin gave her the reality check she wasn't ready for. You don't even have a man. You're talking about step 5, but you haven't even passed step 1. And he's right. This is what happens when women are told you've got time over and over again, when in reality you don't. Having kids isn't just about biology, it's about energy, patience, emotional stability, and a support system. It's diapers, sleepless nights, school fees, and time you'll never get back. Kevin reminded her, motherhood is not a backup plan. Kids aren't emotional trophies, and marriage isn't some quick fix to complete your life when time's running out. She said she wants 2 kids, but she's not even dating seriously. She has no idea what that actually requires. The grind, the commitment, the toll it takes on your body, your time, your finances, and your relationship. Kevin kept it simple. If you want kids, the window is closing. If you want a husband, the market is shrinking. You don't have time to waste. And instead of taking that message with humility, what does she do? More deflection, more ego, more I'm just focusing on me. But sis, time doesn't pause while you figure it out. Biology doesn't wait for vibes, healing seasons, or manifestation journals. Bottom line, she's not doomed, but she's delayed, and the longer she waits to face reality, the harsher that reality will become. Kevin didn't try to hurt her feelings, he tried to wake her up, because at 35, hope isn't a strategy, action is.